No, you can't shut down in the middle of nowhere. Thank you for bringing me back home from battlefield, even though I passed out from my wounds. No. In a horse accent. Help. This is the horse equivalent of being lost in the sauce. Quick animal facts. 99% of horses can't get on a balcony. Meanwhile, 1% of horses. Does anyone know what kind of hummingbird this is? Zeus is an absolute unit horse. My friend hates this horse, and I don't know why. Where's the jaw? Horses can plan ahead and think strategically. Scientists find. Quit horsing around. You mean planning ahead and thinking strategically? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to win. Would this actually count? Its head is further forward anyway, so. Meet Sugar. She doesn't like to be ridden. If Sugar is approached with the saddle, she lies down and pretends to be asleep. Sugar refuses to open her eyes until the riders leave. Never have I related to an animal so much in my life. Liam Neeson says horse in new film knew him from another movie. Liam Neeson walks on set. Horse. Hey. There he is. Somewhere in ancient Greece. That's a horse. Yeah, surely it's a horse. A horse-drawn bust from the 1890s. There's no way a horse drew this. It's a photograph. When I walk my dog, he finds the biggest stick possible to bring as a gift/sacrifice for the big dogs, giving my horse body dysmorphia. Please do not feed the horses. Horses can't throw up, so if they eat something bad, they just lay down and die. Alexander named 70 cities after himself, and one after his horse. Alexander's generals who grew up alongside him as his best friends and fought for him for several years. Horse, bird, dog. A-holes. We're the worst. I got places to be. Mind your business. Why is there a dog and a horse out here? Horses. We are the product of 50 million years of evolution. We grew a single toenail into hooves that can kill a man in one blow. We can run 100 miles in a day carrying 25% of our weight. Also horses. The weather changed slightly. I need to go to the emergency room. Me, sneaking past hospital security so I can suffocate the only remaining witnesses. When you serve hundreds of years of human war, only for a stupid dog to be claimed their best friend. Horse daily sleep, 2.9 hours. Students, is this true? Wife, why is there a charge for $3,000 to Men's Warehouse? I have no idea. Don't go outside though. Horse gets tailored 3-piece suit. Looks absolutely dashing. 5G horse, a horse made of 5G energy, has been appearing on our lawn and staring into our home. Wow, they must be loving this. I have always wanted to own a purebred horse, so here's the plan. We try going under the electric fence. Horses get farted on more than any animal. In World War I, around 8 million horses died, but in World War II it was under 1 million, which can only mean horses started to evolve bullet resistance. I thought I saw Batman. Turns out it's just a horse with a blanket on. It was then that she realized she messed up. Such a dangerous idea. Horsepower or something. I don't know, I'm not a- Wait, the horses are inside the grills? This puzzle's easy as hell. Horse pretends to be dead every time someone tries to ride it. Visual representation of a stable relationship. The dopest thing about horses is that they're basically grass engines. Like, grass goes in, fast comes out. Most things that produce fast, like cheetahs and cars, use much more heavily processed grass, like horses and oil. And yet here are horses producing the fast with only the grass. Are you okay? She literally got a drink of water and then walked over to my boots and spat the water in them. Sleep under my brother's horse for $49 a night. Horse warmth will keep you warm. A bond will be formed. Not touch the horse. Horse is literally 1 hour after birth. Human babies 8 months after birth. No one. Absolutely no one. People living upstairs. They've got a whole horse above me. When you're built for food, but not for speed. Mini horse wearing kerchief that says tummy ache survivor. What TV show is this? Season 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a drawing of a horse. A cow photobombing a horse stuck in a fence. Horse meeting pig, sweet new fat friend, beautiful encounter. Everybody shut up. The plane they use to fly horses from all over the world to the Olympics for the equestrian events is called Air Horse 1. Final project requirements versus what students turn in. Europeans struggle against horseback archers for millennia. Also Europeans when they discover people across the ocean who'd never seen a horse. You Indians want to buy a horse? Never buying Gatorade again. 5-pound bucket of horse electrolytes from Tractor Supply. Never getting hungover again or being iron deficient. I'm the boss. Sipping on half of a horse dose and I feel great. My skin is tingling. When you're writing an essay for a test and the teacher says you have 3 minutes left. Makes me safe knowing what officers are being trained for the force. Watches war movie. No reaction when thousands of people pass away in battle. Horse die. Guys, with everything going on right now, we need a message we can get behind. Hope, love, holo PV, trade offer. I receive nothing. Don't worry about it. You receive a big wooden horse. Driving with your hand resting on the gear shift invokes blood memory of riding a horse with your hand resting on the pommel of your sword. My horse in Minecraft, after 20 generations of selective breeding. When you pretend to be dying so that your crush can kiss you back to life. But it's the horse who knows real CPR. When your mum, who has no business cutting hair, cuts your hair. A horse has gone viral on TikTok for sitting and giving his owner a side eye. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender asks, "Why the long face?" The horse, not being able to comprehend human language, promptly poops on the floor and leaves. Therapist: so where do you think your emotional problems really started? Me. Artist: yeah, of course I've seen a horse. Horses really be like, "Oh no, I can't see you in my immediate vision. Guess the only logical response is to kick your teeth in." My niece has a horse, like a horse. I should beat my brother's butt. Now my daughter's looking at me like, pony? Bad and naughty horses get the Elmer's glue hat. Outfit in my head versus when I wear it. I just want to know what the beef is between that guy and the horse. That guy ditched him at battle. The horse somehow survived. I'm gonna sell these kids some drugs. This animal has its name written all over it. That's enough internet for today. Oh, I don't even want to know. My dog got stuck in a tree. Things to do if you're a shapeshifter. Get into a place that horses shouldn't be able to get into. Turn into a horse. I'm obsessed with this therapy horse that looks like it has the soul of a murdered Victorian-era child. Hey look, a seahorse. Pigs? What sort? What sort of pigs usually get sent at 3 a.m? Ones of horses. Optimist. The bucket is half full. I realized what bothers me about the Skyrim horse's head tracking. Normal horses don't look at you head on because they see better to the side, which implies that Skyrim horses are predators. So one of the horses will be drawn from the side and the other will be from the front. From the front? Right, you know how to draw horses from the front, right? Yeah, totally. In World War II, a soldier named Don Karakos was hit with shrapnel and blinded in his right eye. 64 years later, when he was working at a barn, a horse headbutted him in the same spot, threw him against the wall, and suddenly his vision was restored. Imagine being Bojack's friend and him talking about how he's a terrible person, but he's a horse, so he just looks at you like this the whole time. My crush: I love riding horses. Me: I haven't seen my cat in days, but look at this cool horse I found outside. I'm so hungry that I could eat a horse, like 2 horses, 3 maybe. Don't you have like 2 horses? Be right back. Emily, no, that's completely unrelated to the horse thing, I promise. Yes, she comes in once a month to pick up supplies. Car salesman slaps horse. This baby has 1 horsepower. Greeks apologize with huge horse. Well played, horse, well played. Then they used to carry us, now we carry them. Me: wow, I'm so hungry. Horse nervously: how hungry? I'm so hungry. Eat a horse. Food theory: I'm so hungry I could eat a horse, but for real thought. Me: making self-improvement plans at 3 a.m. to better myself. Me: waking up at noon the next day with 1 out of 375 days worth of motivation. Montana law states that if a student rides a horse to school, the principal is responsible for feeding and walking the horse. 6 seniors discovered this law and rode their horses on the last day of school. The principal did his duties. Today I will steal a horse in Florida. Oh, if you get caught stealing a horse, you get hung. Wait, I found an easier way. Why go over it when you can go under it? When your horse is just as happy about his accomplishments as you are. When you finally take a break from horsing around. No, it's a horseshoe. No. Why are you so afraid of the truth when you are not allowed to buy another horse? Donkey, have you seen this horse? I have now. This is how you're supposed to feel on your birthday, by the way. Dad, are you gay? No, I'm bi, son. If I woke up tomorrow as a horse, the first thing I would do is eat a whole apple with the core in 1 bite. I bet it would be really nice. Then I would kick whatever's behind me. You're never going to believe what just happened. Tell me. Horse in the bar. New company, Horse Kicks, sells $1,500 Air Jordan and Yeezy Boost replicas for your horses. What a waste of money. Rider climbs podium to receive Olympic medal. The horse wondering where their medal is after doing all the hard work. Chill out, bro. I got this. Nobody knows horsepower like I do. Traveling in the 21st century. I've been at the airport since 4 a.m. Where is my plane? Flight is overbooked. Try again tomorrow, honey. Traveling in the 1st century. Let's keep walking. Only 500 miles left till home. If the Star Wars movies were a horse, when the client says you can do it cheaper. I love my dog, but this dude's gotta pay rent. That's a horse. You put a saddle on that thing, most humans would be able to get on it. When it's difficult to find your car, yet easy to find your horse. Coolest thing about Lord of the Rings. The King of Horses shows up. It appears he is no different from all the other horses. King of the Eagles shows up later. He can talk. Horse King couldn't talk. He didn't want to talk to you. There's literally no way a horse drew this carriage. The last thing the enemy king sees before being checkmated. This is Mandy and Avalanche. They were separated at birth. Today, all these years later, they've been reunited. The bond between siblings is so strong. Landlord. And no cats or dogs. Me? No problem, I have a horse. You didn't say no to that. Friends don't let friends do stupid things alone. You're never too old to say horses when you drive past some horses. And cows. Who would win? 400 horses or this amount of ducks? Probably the ducks, yeah, that's just too many. Horses are just vegan cars. Horses in real life versus horses in chess. Once you ruin your reputation, you can live with total freedom. How she imagines having a horse is like. How I imagine having a horse is like. What it's like having a horse. The largest and smallest horse breeds hanging out together. Same vibe. Me explaining that a pregnant horse can run faster because it has 2 horsepower. My physics teacher. Horses are so scary. Horses. Can someone please edit a horse to make it look less horrible? I've stared at this thing, this demon for like 10 solid minutes trying to come up with some single phrase to describe how awful it is. And I just can't. This is easily the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And that includes the brain surgery I observed when I was in college. Everyone on this site goes on and on about cursed images, but I seriously feel like this stupid land shark is going to reach out of my computer and eat my face. If I saw a pack of these running towards me down a hill, I would do everything in my power to end myself before they reach me. I would rather be eaten alive by rats than ever see this again. This is truly, genuinely horrible on a both physical and emotional level. All of this doesn't even begin to cover how much I hate this thing. This hellhound. This goddamn long-mouthed idiot. Screw it. I'm not finishing this. I need to stop looking at this. Screw you. I like it. Love it lots. I showed this to my friend when he was drunk, and he stared at it for a solid minute before whispering, "Oh no, he's horrible." Goes to try horse. Owner. Wow, he's never done that before. Oh, this is a big boy. That is not a moose. That is somehow a horse. Those feet literally look the same as elephants. I found my skeleton horse today. Introduced him to my herd. Best find ever. Horse with tongue out. Silly selfie mountain vacation fun whimsy. Horse president. Abilities. Water, the corn destroyer. United States. Crunchy or soggy. Later. Why don't you get off your high horse? What? Why is this the funniest picture ever? I'm seriously about to pass out over this. The invention of glue. I bet if we melt a horse, we could use it to stick stuff to other stuff. Dude, is everything okay at home? With plastic being banned, Starbucks is running out of things to put drinks in. A year from now, they're going to scream my name and I have to drink my caramel iced latte straight from the barista's cupped hands, while another employee strokes my head like a scared horse. This horse looks like a pale emo kid in a black hoodie. A coconut horse galloping sound maker that attaches to your bicycle. Quiet down and take thy riches. Dream big, cat. In France, a beautiful 15-year-old stallion named Peyo often comes to comfort and soothe terminal patients. At the Techa Hospital in Caelius, the horse chooses which patient he wants to see, kicking his hoof outside the door. I can't imagine anything more terrifying than being off my thing off morphine, waiting for the end and hearing the clop 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 of the death horse choosing me. Cast and crew. The best person I met while filming these movies was probably Viggo. He's such an amazing man. I think we'll probably be best friends for life. Viggo. I reckon my best mate down here is the horse. Teen horse girl movies where the horse dies an hour in and the second half is the girl learning occult science to reanimate it so she can win the big derby. Necroprancer. Tagline. You can't beat this dead horse. You got games on your phone? I do. Not many. Horse. With diamond leggings. Hoping to encourage tourism, Scotland placed a couple of Shetland ponies in sweaters and it might be the best promotional campaign ever. Me for 35 minutes in the shower. The perfect photobomb doesn't exist. So the feathers and what they mean. Killed an enemy, where I wounded many times. Cut an enemy's throat and took his scalp. Gymkhana Games, 1930 style. Gallop to the table. Throw back a gin and tonic, light a cigarette, then gallop to the finish line. This sounds so fun. This actually sounds like a good game. The craziest stat I've seen about this year's Kentucky Derby is that every single horse in this year's race is a descendant of secretariat, nepotism, idiot son watching his favorite show. Clock. That's how it feels to have a job.